Did you know that the average person spends 32 hours a week listening to music? Many people enjoy listening to music for fun, but for some people like me, it is a dream to learn how to write and play music. I play the drums, the piano, and the guitar, and I try my best to sing. Learning any instrument can teach anyone the valuable lesson of patience and perseverance. I've been playing guitar since I was 9 years old, and I've been playing piano since I was 7. I fell in love with music at a very young age and surprisingly stuck with it. Before I start out with the chords that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the basic anatomy of the guitar. So, there are lines on the guitar right here, here, all these lines. They're called frets, and each one goes up an octave in the musical spectrum. These are strings, A, E, D, G, B, E, strings. They go from low to high, and from the top to the bottom. That's probably all I have to tell you. And your fingers are your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. So then we'll start out with the A chord. So your second finger, your pointer finger, will go on the third string from the top. Your third finger, your middle finger, will go on the fourth string from the top. And then the following finger will go on the fifth string from the top. So then just those three fingers is your A chord. The hardest part about this chord is that you have to fit all three of your fingers into one tiny little fret bar. That's kind of everybody's problem with this chord. I think it's pretty easy otherwise. I have smaller fingers, so I can fit all three of my fingers in there without a problem. But otherwise, this chord is pretty simple. So your next chord is going to be your E chord. You're going to put your pointer finger, your second finger on the third string from the bottom. And then your middle finger is going to go on the second string from the top. And your third finger is going to go on the third string from the top. So then you just play it like that. This chord is pretty easy. If you want to make this chord minor, all you have to do is take your pointer finger off. Then it's even more easy. You just have to play those two strings like that. That was actually the first chord I ever learned on guitar because it's two notes. It's pretty easy. So that's your E minor, and then your E major. And then the final chord would be your D chord. So your first finger, or your second finger, your pointer finger is going to go on the third string from the bottom. Your middle finger is going to go on the last string, your high E string. And then your ring finger is going to go on the second string from the bottom in the third fret. Your first two fingers are on the second fret, and your third finger is in the third fret. So that's your D chord. And your D chord is that, and you don't have to play the last string on your chord. Otherwise, it doesn't blend with the chord, it sounds bad. So you just have to play the last 5 strings. So, as you can see, playing the guitar can be extremely frustrating, but with some patience and perseverance, anybody can do it. I started learning the guitar when I was 9. My father, was the one who was teaching me, and as you can imagine, I got extremely frustrated and did not want to do it, and he was always telling me that I needed to keep practicing and practicing, which I now know that is the truth. Patience and perseverance is going to be what helps you through learning anything and keeping with anything. But I remember getting so frustrated and so mad because I could not learn the chords. I couldn't ever play them right. So it took me 10 years to get as good as I am now at playing guitar. I'm still not very good, but better than some and not as good as others. But still, it took me 10 years to get to where I am now. And piano, it's took me 12. So just keeping with it, and if you will be able to, if you can, get over the fact that you're hurting your fingers and all that stuff, then you will be able to persevere and get over it, and eventually you will be so amazed with the outcome that you won't even remember what you had to go through before to get this done. So overall, I think if you have the patience and perseverance to practice every day and learn and get better, then you can do whatever you want. All right, thanks guys for listening.